What is up, guys? Limit Fisherman here. I hope everyone had a good Merry Christmas. It's going to be New Year's here in 2 days, I think. Hope everybody's had a good time spending it with family and just giving thanks for everything you have. It's very important to do, and with a little bit more age, if you're a young guy, you'll see that it's great to spend time with family you don't see much and have some good food and stuff like that. But let's get more into this so we can get out and get on the lake pretty soon. I want to show you this small little tackle warehouse order I had. And normally I don't do things that are really small like this if I just order, but the thing is, I bought a bunch of line. Look at that. This is all Seaguar line, and it's something I'm trying out. I got them in different pound tests. I've got the Tatsu and the InvisX, and I'll go through the sizes and stuff I have. Tackle Warehouse has a really nice sale right now where you can get, well, how much is it? 20, I think, % off or 25% off on all Sunline, and it's really cool. I've never tried Seaguar before, but I had a friend of mine that had 8-pound Seaguar. I'm pretty sure it was the Tatsu on his spinning reel. And what amazed me is he got hung in a brush pile, and he gave me the rod to break it, to break the line, because it wasn't going to come out. And I gave it a try, and it took so much strength to break that. I literally had to put the boat on high just to break the 8-pound test. And right then I was like, dude, what kind of line do you have? I can tell it's thin. It's got to be 8-pound test. And he was like, man, that's that Seaguar stuff. It's good stuff. He says it didn't cast too well for him. He says for him it had a lot of memory. But I was like, man, the only other line that compares to that, from what I've seen, is the Sunline. I use the Sniper, and so I'm upgrading and wanting to use some better lines, especially on jig rods, shaky head, finesse rods, and stuff. I'm getting more into the worm fishing. I'm different than most fishermen. I started crankbaiting and spinner baiting first, and using bait casters really a lot more than I did spinning reels or fishing with a worm real slow. I watched a lot of Kevin Van Dam, I guess, when I first started, so I got into that kind of stuff. But now I'm learning how to be a better overall fisherman, and I catch a lot more fish. So let's get into some of the pound tests and whatnot we have here. I have 8-pound, 200 yards, and 200 yards. That's pretty good. This line's really expensive, but I can't wait to give it a try. I'll go through some of the stuff. It says double structure fluorocarbon. Flourocarbon, double structure. It says it in, I guess, a different language. It's pretty cool looking box. But basically, what's good about this line is the double resin process that the Seaguar has. So I guess that's what makes it so good. And I'm going to try and do some videos, and I can't wait to see how good it says it's strength and flexibility. Can't wait to see how it works for me. And any of you that have used any of these lines, the Seaguar and InvisX, tell me what you think about them. Tell me how abrasion resistant, how much memory they have, how easy they cast, how smooth they are, how long they last as far as the line, if it breaks down, knot strength, all that kind of stuff. Tell me what you guys think, because I really want to know. The only other good fluorocarbon I've used is Sunline, and I'm just now getting into this stuff. Okay, and I'll talk about what I'm going to use this on. This is going to go on one of my spinning reels, one of my new spinning reel setups. I'm going to fish a lot of worms this winter, and throughout the spring probably. I'll be doing a lot of worm fishing, so I want to make sure I have plenty. I got some 7-pound too for the really finesse stuff. Then I'm going to have this and another rod with 10-pound test. So if I'm fishing around a bunch of stumps in shallow water, big fish or something, I can go over to 8 or 10, whichever I want. But this 8-pound should be really strong. It might hold up just as well as a lot of the 10s that I normally use with like trilene. So that's what I'm looking for. And then I got the Tatsu and 12-pound test. I'm going to use this more for casting a jig or a worm rod. Just casting a jig around the visible stumps, or maybe stumps that are submerged, stuff like that. I can cast this around docks and brush piles too. It's just going to be a little bit more heavy. And like I said, I might eventually get into using this really high-grade fluorocarbon with like crankbaits and stuff, especially deep crankbaits maybe, just because from what I know of good line, for the strength pound test, usually what happens is you get a smaller diameter, which is really good when you're fishing crankbaits because you can get your bait a little deeper. You're going to have a little bit more sensitivity, and you're going to have better abrasion resistance. So I might try it, but I don't want to do it. You know, when one of these spools costs like $30, say you get a terrible backlash when the wind blows at you and you're throwing a big crankbait. It's going to hurt your feelings pretty bad, so I don't really want to do that. But I might give it a try. If it's really going to help out a lot, I will. I might give it a try. But here's 15-pound test. I think I got another one in the InvizX. And this is going to be more for like I guess I could cast something with it. It'd be just fine. It wouldn't, but this is going to be more for the flipping and pitching too. Like a jig, especially. Around docks more than anything. And brush piles that are out in front of these docks on some of these lakes I'll be fishing. Standing timber, flipping it. Also, this will be really good for Carolina rig fishing, football jig, stuff like that. That's what's going to go down on this line right here. Then I got another 15-pound test in the InvizX. The InvizX is the one step down on the Flourocarbon for Seaguar. And people tell me it's really good stuff. It's just as good. It's about $10 less, so it's going to cost about $20 or $22 a spool, which is not that bad. It's right on the grade of like maybe a little bit better than the Bass Pro Shops and what is it, the Trilene 100% Flourocarbon. It's, you know, it's right around that. 200 yards again, and if you can look, you can get a look at the diameter. Focus camera. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good picture for you guys or not. But, you know, always get a look at the diameter for these fluorocarbons, and especially fluorocarbons and braids, and you can compare what the quality is of one line to another, one company to another for the pound test. It's a great way to keep up with what's good and what's not. You want the lowest diameter for the lowest pound test. That's what you want, I think, right? Did I get that right? You'll know what I mean. I think I messed that up, but yeah. That's what you want. So I got the 15-pound. It's going to be used for a lot of the same stuff that the exact same stuff that other 15 pounds for. I just wanted to try them out and see which ones may be better, if it's noticeable, if it's not, you know, what maybe cast better, anything like that. And then 17-pound test. This is going to be pretty much strictly fishing for fish that when I'm flipping, well, not really flipping. I don't really flip much, but pitching, you know, around docks, fishing docks with a 3/8 half-ounce jig. Stuff like that. That's what this one's going to be for. Anyways, another thing, check out the Bass College. Just type it in your search engine, and if you go to one of the links, you can actually get go straight to the Bass Pro Shops website, order whatever you need whenever they have sales, you know, and it's a $200 minimum thing, and you can get some free fishing baits. So I'm going to keep this receipt. I'm going to send it out to Steve. And from the Bass College, Steve Von Brandt, and I should be getting some free baits, and I'll get a video out about that too. But guys, also, you know, check out the forums and stuff on Bass College. They're great to look into. You can learn a lot of stuff, especially if you're more of a new tournament fisherman. You can look into some really good videos. He's got a ton of videos on his site. Some forums where people go up there and post topics and stuff like that. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm out. Have a happy New Year.